Hello. This is another video with Jasmine. Typically, I'm interviewing someone on this day, but this is going to be a different video. I'm going to do a little bit reflecting. I have interviewed some amazing people, and actually this week I've interviewed a few more people that I am getting ready to have edited and come out the end of this month, which is August, and then the top of September. But I had a conversation with great friends, actually family of mine, brother and sister friend of mine, and they joked around regarding my first video, which I was in the backyard and I was looking in the video camera, and I just said So I am reflecting on where I started. I think sometimes it's so easy to keep moving forward and not looking back to see how far we've come. Sometimes it's not a lot of difference, but sometimes it is a lot of difference. And then we can look back to see how we can adjust or need to adjust. And what are some things that we have for wins, some things that we could have done differently or would have done differently. So today I'm being very reflective in this place of my YouTube channel, because I literally have realized I've been hiding behind some things for myself, meaning it's just this little thing that I do. And I realize what I have been saying to people, whoever has watched this video, whoever I've invited on this channel, the purpose is really to create a space and then cultivate an environment where healthy relationship skills can be learned, developed, practice, and thrive. I have wanted this as I've looked at my life and as I've again reflected over the interviews that I've had. There was a conversation that I had with a friend the other day, and the pattern that I see is that our family dynamics makes a big impact on the way that we see life, the way that we show up, the way that we integrate our worlds. And one thing that I want to do personally, and that I'm walking in more intentionally, is to see how I actually want to show up and set a deliberate path on doing that. So I'll slow down with the creative space, because when you think about how we all have come up in a home environment, whether it was with your mother, your father, grandparents, aunt, uncle, siblings, we all were in an environment and a space. We were all in a space. There may have been or may not have been intentional ways that the space was actually designed and created. But when I think about living a healthy lifestyle and in a healthy way, it definitely takes some intentionality. And then the second thing about cultivating an environment, I didn't bring the definition, but I will leave the definition in the bio, in the description box. That takes work. The environment that we live in, think about environments that you are with your job, with your family, with friends, with partnerships, or anything that you have involved in your life. The environment, think about what is necessary in order to grow with intention or be intentionally moving forward, committed and dedicated to seeing a desired outcome. And one thing that I participated in, the beautiful event that I met one of my friends from now 5 years ago. It was called the Detroit Natural Hair Expo. And there were so many wonderful people, vendors, and I actually met the host again because I volunteered the very first year in 2017. The reason why I bring up this story is that I talked to the host, and she may not have the event next year. And we just shared, she shared with me some of the reasons why. But I asked her, I said, well, if you had more help, or if you had more assistance, if you had more support, would you think about it? She said she would think about it, but she gave me some of the parameters that she would need. I say that because as I've been reflecting on the interviews that I've had, and reflecting on the reason, again, why I created this channel, one of the things that I will not hide behind anymore is my desire and my very much intention to have a space, to have a life, to have an environment that I know that people around me are in a supportive environment, and that I am supporting, and I am supported. I'm supported as well. I say that because this video of reflection is going to be a pivotal one for me. I will say that I am going to start stepping out. I'm going to title this video Healthy Life Architect. I said it out loud. What that really means is that I had this term, and I've had this term that's been brewing in me, so to speak. And the picture is, think about an architect, or think about a edifice, a building. The importance of having a firm foundation is very, very, very important. However, after the foundation is settled and built and firm, there are so many different things and resources. There are so many different pieces that have to come together to build a beautiful edifice. Sometimes we only focus on one part and then we leave out the other part. But when I think about healthy life architect, I didn't bring up this example or the definition, but I will leave that in the description box below again. What an architect does, it doesn't have to be just a building. A healthy life is what I want to create, build, and establish. And the reason why I continue to say the healthy life is because I realize a healthy life is just not automatically I even lost my words. Just like that, a healthy life just doesn't come automatically. A healthy life has specificity. It has to have commitment. It has to have intention. It has to have resources. It has to have a supportive structure. There are a lot of things that go into having a healthy life. So when I think of how beautiful buildings are built, and all of the supportive structure and all of the people and all of the resources that go into a building, I think about our lives. I think about your life. I think about my life. And I no longer will hide, and I no longer will minimize my light and minimize my desire to want to share that type of space and want to create that type of space. The reason why I say I won't minimize it, because too often we've seen the reverse. When you think about, for anyone who was around for 9/11 that happened in the United States, because people came together and they were on the same page to have something plan out and take place, we saw something that we had never seen in our state of New York that way. We saw 2 of our towers destroyed, and we saw thousands of people's lives gone. But the other thing that I would have to realize, and I will see a lot of people don't talk about, there was a scenario that happened in Tulsa in 1921 on Black Wall Street, and there was a lot of damage, and there was a massacre that happened because people came together and they decided who or who would not be able to thrive and flourish. So I want to be the opposite of that. I want to have a space, and I want to join with other people who are willing to come together to plan, to think about, to strategize, to implement, and to allow a space to be created where life, healthy life, can be created, and then that other things can evolve and grow. And instead of there being destruction, there's creative life energy, there's creative life continuity, there's creative life creation of wealth and healthy relationships. So I know this is different, and I'm okay with different at this point, because what I've realized, I think sometimes I have been so consumed with making sure that I said the right thing when I'm not doing what I feel is right. And what I mean by that, it may not always be popular, but let me tell you one thing. I believe that the space that I have created is important, and I want to not minimize. I don't want to minimize it. I don't apologize for my tears, because I know that there have been so many other spaces that I have lived in that have been dismissed and that have not been honored. And the people that are in those spaces, they have not had the ability to thrive or to flourish. So, in the spirit of living my truth and encouraging myself as I encourage you, let's create a space. Let's cultivate an environment where healthy relationship skills can be learned, they can be developed, they can be practiced in order to thrive. And let's change the narrative. Let's have creative, positive, thriving, synergistic, beautiful, collaborative, kingdom building spaces to advance heaven on earth. So that's all I have for today. Thank you very much, and look out for more Healthy Life Architect designs. Whew, the water just came. All right, that's all I have. Bye.